Okay, we're back for part 2. The alpha channels. Let's see if I can find me a good texture for alpha channels. This might work. Canvas or Caravan 01. So let's see if we can find it. Let's close out all this stuff that we was just working on. And then so open it's again was it CRVN01 CRV01 guessing this one here. No, it's not it. Open. CRV. Oh, right there it is. We're gonna resize that image. Resize. Yeah, we're gonna make it a 512, the bare minimum. Jeez, let's get the image up there. Okay, so that looks pretty horrible. But here's a few tricks. I'll do some other tricks here for you too. Matter of fact, since we have this other texture here, we're going to doctor this other image up a little bit. So we're gonna take this, select all, Control C, we'll go back to this image, we'll hit another layer under it, V. So now we got some boards on here is what it looks like. Matter of fact, let's go back to this one. We can go to our eraser. We need something a little smaller, say 40. Yeah. So we could erase that here, this here. But anyhow, you kind of getting the idea. You should be getting the idea that you can replace parts of the image, and we're redoing it now. If I went and got a textured image, we could even replace a cloth image. We could put it underneath and erase the cloth part, and then the cloth part of the new one would show through. However, you see we got some boards here, but I don't like the metal showing up. So let's do I switched to the underneath layer, which if you look, we erased. That's what we did, underneath layer. So let's do select all, and let's look at moving this down. Or yeah, let's look at moving this. We'll move it in here. See, I got the board. I got the boards right where I want it, right there. Where should I do it? Maybe I want a metal across the top. Do I want that metal? Yeah, let's try that look. There's the metal there. So we'll do another here and do put this here. Do V, and we're gonna put a metal bar here along the bottom. And then all I'm going to do with this is now I'll spot up in here and it'll Cover up those spots. And then what I'm going to do is go to this bottom board and I'm going to erase along this metal. Doing it a little sloppy because these smear marks, you'd clean these up. You'd find out which one these are on. I'll clean them up right here. Clean all those up. But what I'm going to do also is go back to this. I'm going to rotate this. So a quarter turn. And select all. Control C for copy. Come back to here. Create me another layer. I'm going to put it underneath here. Control V. Now, see, now I got my planks turned sideways down here. So I want to do that. And then I'm going to create one more. Put it here. And Control V again. And try to get this look halfway decent, right? And there, so now I'll switch back to this top one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to now fade away that metal. Now there's a line right in here, right? We'll just stitch that up. Now there you go, we redid that. So we flatten it. Go to image, flatten, bam. You got a new texture. As you see, it's combined them all. We can save it as a TGA if we want. Save as. Go to, see, it's set at TGA already for us. I want to put it in desktop in my test folder that we've created from the past videos. Right here, test folder. And I can just save it in there. Okay. Auto, yep. Now, here's something we might want to try though. Let's say we want this wood to be here, but where the green's at, if we want another texture, we could put it behind it and do it. But let's say we want that to be gone. We don't want anything in there. So if I was to grab this tool here and put it right along in here, I could drag it in here, get it lined up, and delete. That cut it out. So now that makes that see-through in the game. So I can do that. Another one is there's wand here that if it's similar colors, and then you can adjust the intensity of it and get it down to where you can try to cut things out. You know, and if I wanted to cut that out, I hit the delete key and it cut that out. That's another way of going about it. For example, say if I was trying to cut out these colorful pattern in there. I was gonna say it's not gonna. Yeah, something like that. So if I wanted to do that, and it makes that see-through in there. So, and then if I save it, then you'll be able to see through that transparent. So this is good for cutouts like this, and this is good for like around a leaf. So if you have a leaf texture and you want everything around it to be see-through, so you just see the actual leaf, then you do this. You either cut it out or use this tool, wand tool, to do it. But that'll give you that's alpha layers, or alpha channels is what that's called, where you have see-through layers on it. But you can also see how I also showed you how to combine textures and swap out textures, and basically take an old texture and you can update it by just sitting there maneuvering textures underneath of it and deleting them away or erasing away the texture parts on top, and before you know it, you have a replacement for an old texture that's a lot better looking. Other than that, trying to make sure we covered everything. Download got it. Creating seamless texture got it on the part 1 of this video. And alpha channel texture got it. Saving as a TGA got it. DDS Conversion Tool. I didn't go over that yet. So, what DDS is, I'll show you how to do that real quick. Let's go ahead and go to the internet and get that. So, you go to Neverwinter Vault, and then you go to type in DDS Converter Tool, and once you've typed that in, you will see it right here, BioWare's DDS Converter Tool, and then you come down here, download it. So downloading here. Once it's done, open it. I want to get. Hold on a second. That's why it wouldn't let me minimize. All right. So there we go. And basically, you have an in and an out box. It's this simple. You open the in box. Our texture is in this area, and it was this one right here. This is the one we created. So if I take and put that texture, I'll just copy it so I don't mess with the one I got in there, and paste it in here. If you look at the out box or out folder, nothing. Okay. Run the program. Whoops. That's the readme or run me. Okay, so there. Now there's the DDS. Go there to see DDS, and that'll make your DDS for Neverwinter Nights. Now the key reason why would you want a DDS? It's supposed to be a little better quality. I personally, with my own eye, don't see a huge difference, but I'm just saying it's supposed to be. But also, here's the biggest difference for me. Look at the difference in size. The DDS is 170 kilobytes or 172 kilobytes, and this is 697 kilobytes or 700 kilobytes. So as you can see, file sizes, the DDS is going to take up a lot less space when you have 300 textures versus when you have 300 of the TGAs. So I've showed you before how you can export as a TGA. If you have something opened up in our program opened up in here to where trying to open up one of these tiles real quick just to show you TGA textures. This is a TGA texture, but if I right click on it, if it was DDS, it's still giving the option to export as TGA. So exporting as a TGA will then allow us to put it in the paint program to manipulate it and do what we want. And then when we're done and we're ready to put it in our hack folder, then we'll turn around and do that. And I've showed you how to import into the hack folders. It's not difficult. You just create a hack folder. Just go into your utilities folder, do the NW hack, add, and we can go to, say, our desktop. Well, right where our test folder is. Here's our texture. Open. Textures in there. Now, anything in the game that uses this texture name, this new texture we made, will override it. So then you just hit save as. You save it as what you want. You make sure you put it in your Neverwinter Nights hack folder. Save it as whatever you want to call the hack. And then when you're in the game or in the tool set, we'll open up the game here real quick. So when you want to implement a hack, you just go up here to edit, module, and then here under custom content, you go down, you find the hack you just made, select it. Once you've selected it, then hit add and hit OK, and then you can save that module And anything that uses that texture in that module from that point on will use that new texture. So anyhow, that give you an idea how to start playing around, creating some of your own textures and messing around. Hopefully that's helpful. And I'll see you guys on the next video.